Greetings, viewers and subscribers. This is Franklin J. Wallace. They call me Emperor Elijah. Abeit Kazem Mwata, Emperor Elijah. I am sharing with you one of my favorite spots. You'll probably see a lot of the video clips. This tree is a very interesting plant. I don't even know the name of it, but it's a very interesting tree. And it's one of my spots of inspiration. Where I like to come and just capture my video clips and share. As I say, I don't have a clue. Maybe somebody can tell me the name of this tree. Where do I begin? I'm Franklin J. Wallace. I'm the last of 5 children. Born in the parish of St. Mary, the town of Port Maria. It's the capital of St. Mary. Jamaica, West Indies. Beautiful country, beautiful place. Memories. I am coming back from the 1960s. 1960s. And I've been through several decades. You know, it's going to be nice, right? So I'm right by the roadside. I'm in a little community close to Otrius. 1960s, I would have been early in my days, but I still can remember things from back then. I have some very beautiful memories of childhood. I think back on, it was one of, they used to celebrate Christmas in the home, and my mom bought gifts for all the children, and my big brother, what he got, my sister got a Santa Claus, my brother got a duck, and I got a big fish. They said it was a whale, a blown up fish. I remember waking up and seeing this thing beside me, and it was a memory I'll never forget. It's one I hold dear, my first gift. I remember holding it and running. At that time I could actually walk. I was running towards my aunt's, and I touched one with it and she'd pretend to cry. And I turn and run to the other one and touch her with it. And family was the essence of our existence. It was beautiful to have support, family support. That, I think, shaped our society back then. We had healthy families, healthy communities, love. And it is something I'm striving to get back, so that the generations presently and those to come can enjoy what we knew. We don't want it to go back into the Stone Age. So it's not a matter of you regressing. It's about enjoying the beautiful side of life, the naturally beautiful things that you're supposed to enjoy. Family, healthy communities, peace of mind, walk freely, protection from the elders, from all around, respect, mutual respect. These are the things I remember, and we're striving to get back. I remember my first circus that came to the Portmore Primary School, and my brothers and sisters probably remember Rumba Disca. And what was Rumba Disca? It was Blue Spanish Isle. It was being played by the orchestra, a band. And I tell you, it was something to remember there. The flutes and the horns, everything combined, the drums. And they marched and they played that thing. It was absolutely beautiful. It's important to create beautiful memories for the young ones. Shape their lives. There are going to be all kinds of upheavals, all kinds of things in happening around. But when you have a lot of solid foundation memories, they help to take you through this, and to, you navigate this world because you have a balance. So I remember Blue Spanish Isles and Rumba Disca. It was, I think my love for music developed back then. Now my appreciation of good quality music, and that is crucial for any society, any nation, to have good music. a variety of music that you can appreciate. I remember close to the primary school was the infant school, and I remember dear Miss Palmer, Mrs. Edwards, our principal. She was playing Did You Ever See a Lassie? Go this way and that way. And I remember seeing her foot on the sustain pedal and watched her fingers as she played. I fell in love with the piano back then. And yes, today I'm a pianist, self-taught. I'm still striving to learn to read music, but yes, it started back then, and she was my first inspiration in terms of the piano. I remember leaving infant school, and back at infant school, my best friend was Jimmy Adams, James Clive Adams, West Indies cricket captain. He and I were playmates, and he made me taste peanut butter and jelly, a cheese sandwich, some pink cheese sandwich for the first time. It was heavenly. And when he saw my reaction, he said, Franklin, you try eating this every day. That was a very intelligent young man from very early. He said, you try eating this every day. And he gave me 1 cent to bring to my mom. He said our family was poor. And he gave me 1 cent to bring to my mom. And my mom kept that 1 cent, said her little husband sent her allowance. And she kept that for decades in her little suitcase, a grip as we call it. She cherished it, her gift from Jimmy. Jimmy taught me something very early in my life. By this, we had been at primary school, and somebody took his ball away, and I heard him say, please for back my things. I never forget the expression. And the guy said, oh, I'm to this white boy. Now, Jimmy was the offspring of a white English woman and a black Jamaican doctor. Great family. And I'll never forget when the boy said, oh, I'm to this white boy. He turned and he said, I am a black man. Now, we know Jimmy's complexion, a mix of black and white. And when he said it with such authority and with such pride that for the first time I felt racial pride. For the first time, I felt that racial pride. And I'll never forget how he imprinted that on my mind. And from then I was proud to be black. I never say I am proud. Well, guess what? I just said it a while ago. What I meant to say, I'm proud because I'm black. Proud to be black sounds like an apology. It sounds like you shouldn't be, but you are. It's something that you shouldn't be proud of, but I am nonetheless. No, that's not it. I am proud because I'm black. Because I'm of African descent. Because of the power of my melanin, the power of my ancestry, the greatness. I'm proud because of that, and that's why I want us all to be proud. I just realized I'm filming the tree, not filming myself. I don't know which one you prefer. Beautiful day it is. Sunny day. Cloudy. When you look at these clouds, certain clouds tell you that there's fish in the sea. I'm not seeing a lot of them now. Fish are moving, but I'm not seeing a lot right now. Yep, so back to childhood and the beautiful experiences I had back then. So many things shaped my life. So many individuals touched my life. And I can't start calling names now because there are so many. I enjoy fishing. I used to love a good swim. I don't go to the sea much anymore except for maybe, casting the rod. But my passion, I love a boat. I remember telling my parents that I'm going to cut off the roof when I grow up and make a boat out of it because it's shaped like a boat. And my dad said, you really prefer to have a boat than a house top? I said, yes. That was quite something. Now that man, my father, Ernest Lambert Wallace, my king. That gentleman, still haven't seen the second. And the lesson I learned more than anything from him, I'd love to share with you. I'd love to share with you. When I was very early in the 70s, we had the flooding of Port Maria. And even now we're having that. They came with equipment, a brand new crane, lots of bulldozers, and we had what you call boiler work. People use buckets and pans and basin and chimney and pail and everything to carry dirt. Everybody just to, we were united because we all faced the threat of the floods. We called water wash. Here comes the bike. Yeah, gear down, brother. Gear down, brother. Yes, man. One more. No more? Okay, alright, I guess that's it. Alright, so water wash, and we had floods. Now, for me, it was an exciting thing because I was an innocent child not understanding the dangers of floods. And together, we were working to overcome the threats, the dangers, the damages of the floods, the risks. And they were cutting the river channel, they were rechanneling the river. And I tell you, it was quite something to see the Euclid trucks. Those are some French trucks, tiny, but they were just working. And you could see the harmony, the unity among the people to overcome this challenge that we were experiencing. And it came onto the rainy season. And where the crane was parked was an area where the river was dumped up. And evidently it was soft. And so the crane started sinking. The crane started sinking and they tied connected a massive chain to it. And were pulling with the bulldozer, but the more they pulled, the deeper it sank. And you had all kinds of theories, river mumma and all kinds of different things. And it kept going under, going deeper, until where the driver would stand was now submerged, was now below the surface of it was below the earth surface. They connected more bulldozers. My dad, took me over to witness this operation. And they connected more bulldozers. Somebody said to them, it won't work. What you're doing won't work, from very early. And they threw them away. And for weeks they kept trying. The chains snapped, the cables snapped. I can take you to spots right now and show you where you can find pieces of those chains and pieces of those cables. Those are historical artifacts. They're still there. And they snapped and they connected bigger bulldozers. But guess what? They were pulling in a V from where the chain is connected to the center. All the three bulldozers were pulling. One pulling straight east, one pulling northwest, one pulling northeast. They connected more bulldozers, so now 2 pulling northeast, 2 pulling northwest, and 2 pulling north. They had 6 connected. This gentleman said to them, it won't work like that. And they ignored him. He kept going back to them, saying, are you willing to listen to me? Till finally, after weeks, they said, okay. What do you say? He said, okay, pull off those 2 going northeast, pull off those 2 going northwest, and put all of them one behind the other going north. So they did. They complied. All the bulldozers connected as one. On the first motion, you could see the crane jolt. You saw movement. And he got excited. He said, pull! And it just came out like a hot knife sliding over butter. It just came out. And they pulled it all the way, maybe about 100 yards away. from where it was. And they left it right above the culverts, where they had put in the culverts. And it remained there until in the 90s when it was removed as scrap metal. It was a brand new crane. We're talking about some of the reasons why the nation hemorrhaged its resources. The leaking barrel syndrome, I call it LBS. But back to the moment. They were all amazed and they stood looking at the man. The message in all of that was progress isn't necessarily movement. They're all pulling, using a lot of resources up, wasting resources, pulling in different directions. It's politics, it's division. That's a system used to conquer us, make us believe that we are making progress. And we're still there putting more and more into it, burning energy, and we're making no progress. For years I've sought to bring this message out. I tried, it hasn't resonated. I hope it does today. When they pulled in one direction, it was so easy. After all the wasted resources, wasted energy and time, finally they listened to one individual and it was resolved. That man was my father, Ernest Lambert Wallace. He just took my hand, didn't say a word, and just walked straight to 52 Stennis Street, my home. And that's the lesson I learned that day about the value of harmony and unity and a nation moving forward as one. To everyone hearing my voice today, I'm going to tell you about a great man called Grandmaster J. John Fitzgerald Johnson. He's been forgotten and he's in the prisons of the United States for something he did, which was noble. He was trying to harmonize our people, unify our people, educate our people about the importance of unity and moving together. And he sought to harness all the energies of our people and show them what's possible when you stand together. Some didn't like that, and they found just a simple thing to use against him. And many individuals have committed murder and they've gotten away. They got a few months, a few years. He's given a massive prison sentence because he only sought to harmonize our people. That was his thing. And all the positives you're seeing today, he has contributed to a great extent to the state of our nation today, the state of Africa, because he made us understand that we can when we stand together. And I am convinced that we need to stand together on his behalf to say to him, Grandmaster J. John Fitzgerald Johnson, we honor you and we appreciate your effort to keep us together as a nation. Today, he is still in the prisons. And it's my belief that he should be set free. I believe that was a vindictive judgment only because he sought to bring our nation together. Not many people even know about him because they've kept this as silent as they could. Today, Africa is uniting. We've made a great step in the whole process. There's a lot more to be done. And it must be done without a war. By nature, we're peaceful. And that's the reason we have withstood all that we have through the centuries and have not retaliated. It's not that we can't. And if we can't, it can be heinous, and we don't want that. We see how we can be against our very own if we feel betrayed. We've been taught to hate ourselves. We've been divided and conquered. Today, I introduce APOD, APOD, African People of the Diaspora. I've introduced it a long time, and I'm encouraging all our people to think about the value of unity and harmony among us, and that every single member of our nation deserves a right to dignity, to justice, to fairness. I call upon all of us to stand together to ensure that is served. Justice, fairness, that we can live in dignity, we can live in harmony without individuals perplexing us. They invaded our shores in the past, let's face it, it's reality. And they invaded because, despite us being united, they were able to exploit some weaknesses. And the moment they got an opportunity, they destroyed all we had. It is our duty to restore the glory of our continent, our homeland. Wherever we are, African people of the diaspora, Peter Tosh said, you're an African. By blood, by genealogy, we know who we are. It's time to stand together in harmony. Umoja tunasimama, simonie simile, jikoro ane ono, jikale ane ono. United we stand. We call upon every member of the nation to stand together in harmony, in unity. Display lives of dignity, nothing less. Discard all the violence, discard all hatred against each other. It's going to be a difficult challenge based on things that have happened, but continuing along the same line will not reap any positive results. And so I call upon us today to stand. So I started telling you about my childhood. I'm trying to help you understand, put it in context, where I am today and the things that shaped my life. Today I seek to teach music to communities, to schools, within schools, volunteering. I don't charge for anything. And seeking to touch lives as much as possible. Intervention, social intervention, community development, national transformation initiatives. We have them. We have varied initiatives that can make a world of difference. And I encourage all of us to join hands and hearts in accomplishing Africa's unification, restoring Africans' glory, and Africans' well-being. I will share the poem Final Grain before I go. A certain man had nothing left but a single grain of corn, and surely would have starved to death, for empty was his barn. He had just found the corn he saved from his last season's crop was all devoured, all consumed except that single drop. And if he did consume that grain, it would surely be his end, for it was his crop of corn on which he did depend. This farmer chose a fertile spot to tend it carefully, so he could then produce a crop to feed his family. And so on herbs they all did scrounge as painful days went by. The sun shone down in brilliance, and rains fell from the sky. Wisdom, patience did pay off. Soon 5 ears did he reap. He gave 3 to his family, and he the rest did keep. And very soon this farmer's field extended far and wide, because of that one grain of corn which he had put aside. Our world is filled with so much hurt. The lives now filled with pain can only heal from seeds of love. Have you that final grain? That's the last grain. Franklin J. Wallace, Emperor Elijah, Abed Kazembe Mwata. Mental laxative for national healing. Have you that final grain? Umoja tunasimama. United we stand.